Hey, what's up? It's Jared with State of Tech, and I wanted to talk about the gaming performance of the iPad versus the iPad Pro. So I did a video on kind of the differences between the iPad and the iPad Pro, but I didn't want to spend too much time talking about gaming because some of you might not be into that, or the people that were watching that video. If you're watching this video, you're probably more interested in gaming, and I wanted to talk about that because there is a big difference. Now, in the iPad Pro, of course, you're getting that high refresh rate, 120 hertz refresh rate, which is fantastic for just smoother action and stuff like that. You're getting better battery life. There's way better audio. I mean, with the the quad channel audio with dual speakers on both sides, the audio is just fantastic compared to the iPad. Let's actually take a brief look at that real quick. So besides that, the iPad Pro has the A10X chip versus the iPad with the A10 chip. 2 gigs of RAM in the iPad and 4 gigs of RAM in the iPad Pro. That really helps in heavier games like Fortnite. As you can see some of my gameplay here, I'm not doing anything special. You can see there's actually less glare. There's better screen visibility on the iPad Pro. I think the screen to body ratio is a little bit better. Also, the glass is better on the iPad Pro versus the iPad. The iPad, the actual display seems to sit a little bit down below the actual glass. I don't know if that adds to the glare. Maybe that's a feature to get you to buy the iPad Pro, but nonetheless, the experience just seems to be much better on the iPad Pro, and it should be, considering it's a more expensive price. So if you are interested in gaming, you're probably going to want to go with something a little bit more, along the lines of the iPad Pro. Of course, both of these devices use the Apple Pencil. There are other features that are missing of the regular iPad that the iPad Pro does have, such as the ability to use Apple's keyboard case and whatnot. But if you're looking for something primarily for gaming, it really depends on what kind of games you're going to be using. If you're going to be using lighter mobile games that tend to exist on both the iPhone and the iPad, you're probably going to be okay with a regular iPad here. Most of those games are not super demanding. But if you start stepping it up into some of these more demanding games like Fortnite or the new Pokemon Odyssey, some of these games with better graphics and a lot more going on, you're going to get some glitchy and lagginess out of the regular iPad that you're not going to experience in the iPad Pro. And so also just things like the camera and Touch ID, there's just little bits of things that are a little bit better in the iPad Pro. So you don't necessarily have to go with the more expensive iPad Pro, the ones with more storage. If you're just going to be using it for gaming, you're not going to need too much storage. You could definitely go with the lowest end iPad Pro, which is still a lot more expensive than the regular iPad, but you're going to get all that performance out of it. So let me know what you think. Have you tried gaming on both? Are you considering one or the other? Of course, the price for the iPad Pro is a little high. There are a lot of other tablets out there that are significantly cheaper. iPads, there aren't a whole lot of options. You either have this iPad, you have iPads that they're no longer making, or you have the iPad mini, which I'm not sure if they're still making that or not, but they are still selling it. So you're definitely going to need to go with something that has a bit more horsepower if you're going to want a better gaming experience. So definitely check out the links in the description below. We've got links to both the iPad Pro and the regular iPad, including some of my favorite accessories for them, so make sure to check those out. If you have any questions, ask them down in the comment section below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you game on a tablet, on an iPad? I know for me, I do occasionally. When I have some downtime and I want to pick up a quick game, especially with Fortnite, I might jump on. And yeah, the PC is a much better experience for Fortnite, but sometimes it's just fun to pick up a quick game. And I definitely am much better at Fortnite on a tablet in comparison to other people that are using small devices like this than people that I play against that are gaming on a PC. So I feel like I have a little bit of a chance sometimes if I'm actually playing against people on an iPad or an iPhone as opposed to a PC. So what's your favorite game to play on mobile? Share that with me down in the comment section below. I'd love to find new games, and I'd love for you to share those with me. If you have any questions, like I said, ask them below. Click that subscribe button or follow button to get new updates from us whenever we put them out. And I hope to see you back here soon on State of Tech. Thanks.